Sitting here with Jane Darke, director of the film about Charles Causley, and Under the Edge Arts is going to welcome Jane on May the 1st, Saturday, May the 1st, to present her film, talk about it. And we've also got Jim Causley, who's a distant relation of Charles, playing some music. So it's very nice to meet you, Jane.
Very nice to meet you too.
I enjoyed watching the Charles Causley film on BBC4. Could you tell us a little bit about how the film originated? And
I was asked to do a teacher's workshop, and knew a bit about Charles's work but hadn't really explored it much. And at that workshop I just was introduced to some wonderful poetry, and then I went off to see my son in New Zealand and took the only book I took was Charles's complete works with me. And you know how when you're away from home you can get more resonance from something reflecting your home when you're away, which actually is something that Charles mentions in the film, I think, because he travelled a lot. So that's while I was away, I emailed someone and said, "What do you think about me making a film about Charles Causley?" And they said, "Yes, that's a brilliant idea," and sent me a load of phone numbers, and that's how it got started.
That's great. And how did it come to be on BBC4?
Well, it was always the intention to try and get another film of mine on BBC. It had been a while since I'd had The Art of Catching Lobsters. I wasn't sure how likely it was that I could get it broadcast, but it was worth a try. And so we submitted it to the Sheffield Documentary Festival, which is a fantastic festival. I recommend anybody to go there. We were put in the market player section, and while we were there I think I'd sent it to Mark Bell, commissioning editor, beforehand, and while we were there we spoke to him, and he said we'd done a 90-minute version. He said no, the 90-minute version, and I said, well, we'd always planned to do an hour version of this. Would you be interested if we cut it to an hour? And he said yes. Send it to us, sent it in about a month or two later, and they said yes.
Well, that's great. And I watched it, and I was knocked out by it. I thought it was a fabulous film, a real gem, and so it's a delight that we've got it to show on May the 1st in our Chipping Hall. And what can we expect on the evening?
Well, I think we're going to show the hour-long version, and Jim is going to sing some of the songs. He's always worried about singing songs that are in the film, but actually it's very different to hear the songs over a montage of photographs of Charles's life, and having Jim singing them there in your presence. So I hope he sings some of those that are in the film, and also we'll be doing Q&A.
That's great, and we'll have a little merchandise stall as well.
Yep.
Because not only have you made the Causley film, you've made
There's the
3 other
Wrecking
DVDs.
Season. Yeah, The Wrecking Season was the first film which I made with my late husband Nick Darke, playwright, and then The Art of Catching Lobsters, which I made with him as he was dying.
Yeah.
And then there's the film about the land, which is actually still a work in progress. We've been doing some more filming for that lately.
Mm-hmm.
So
there's going to be another version of that, is there?
Yeah, with the people of St Eville, more of the new people who've moved in, younger people, and we want to add some music to that film as well.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's great. A lot to look forward to. If anybody hasn't seen The Wrecking Season and The Art of Catching Lobsters, they're both terrific films and extremely moving, as I remember. And you'll be selling those at the show on May the 1st.
Yes.
And your book, just tell us a bit
Held
about the
by
book.
the Sea.
Held by the Sea.
Held by the Sea, published by Souvenir Press, with the wonderful Ernest Hecht, who died only a few weeks ago, one of the most longest standing independent publishers in London. And the book is about grief and the redemptive power of landscape, really. So it's Held by the Sea.
Brilliant, and a lovely book.
Thank you.
Well, thanks, Jane. Thanks for the chat, and look forward to welcoming you to Wotton Under Edge on May the 1st.
Very much looking forward to it.
Thank you.